you could please find a seat, we'll be starting shortly. You can find a seat, we'll be starting shortly. Thank you.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow, this will all just be normal. A standard mover. You'll be used to it. They'll be everywhere. In the city, in the suburbs, everywhere. Tomorrow, they'll be a matter of course. The shapes? Typical. The electric drive? Nothing special anymore. Autonomous driving? So what? All cars are autonomous now, right? Tomorrow, they won't excite you anymore. Tomorrow, everyone will be using them. Tomorrow, you'll shake your head when you think about how inclusive mobility was once a new, innovative thing. Maybe you'll even laugh about the technology, the design, the materials, the entire interior concept. Tomorrow, a vehicle like this won't be news. Well, we won't wait for tomorrow. That's why we just started changing the world of mobility forever. With almost 150 years of experience, we built the Hold-On Mover. It's finally here. Hold On, established tomorrow.
Welcome and thank you for coming today. We really appreciate you spending your precious time with us. Today we have an event to, well that's a secret for right now. But what is not a secret is that Hold-On is Project Link. Another thing that's not a secret is that it took a whole lot of companies, departments, and people to bring us here today. What I would like to do is to recognize some people, especially from the federal, state, and local elected officials. If you could stand and identify yourself, because you have been an essential part to bring us here today. So today we have an event that has been talked about in the media for some time, and it's really refreshing for us to be able to bring it to you in person today. What I have next speaking for us is the person that drives Hold-On. He is our CEO, Henning van Watsdorf. Henning, if you will.
Thank you very much, Greg. Adjust it a bit. Thank you very much, Greg, and also from my side, a very warm welcome to all of you, and thank you also from my side for taking time to be with us today on this very important event for Holon. Special thanks to Mr. Ford and JTA at a glance for hosting us today in this nice facility. Dear friends and partners of Holon, it's my great pleasure to share what is most likely one of the worst kept secrets in Jacksonville. Holon is coming to Jacksonville. Today I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to confirm that we are going to set our first ever manufacturing plant here. By doing so, it's our ambition to solidify Jacksonville's leadership as pioneers in future mobility. How exactly are we going to achieve this? We brought some insights with us today. What you see to my right is Holon's vision for future inclusive, emission-free and sustainable passenger transportation. Designed to address the pressing challenges of urban traffic, climate change and demographic shifts. Some of you might have seen it already, some of you have read in the press about it. This is our autonomous mover, designed and engineered according to automotive standards. Robust, with an already iconic design that offers maximum safety and comfort to up to 15 passengers, close to 40 miles per hour top speed to integrate smoothly into urban traffic, naturally barrier-free access, meeting the federal motor safety standards. In short, a vehicle focused on the needs of all passengers. For now, this is a show car. Currently, we are building prototype vehicles in Germany, but here in Jacksonville, we will set the start for the industrialization of the vehicle. Now, why did we choose Jacksonville as a site for this project? Firstly, it has been our intention to begin the serious production of our mover in the US. The openness and forward-thinking framework here makes this country an ideal place to pioneer the future of mobility. Secondly, throughout the entire process, we received tremendous support from both the state of Florida and the city of Jacksonville. We are honored to become Florida's first vehicle manufacturer, thus bringing entirely new industry to this beautiful state. Holon's connection to Jacksonville and to JTA has been strong for years. It's truly a privilege to contribute to a city that is dedicated to being a role model for modern mobility, which is driven by Ned Ford and his vision to bring autonomous vehicles to the city and to provide mobility for all. Therefore, I really want to express my sincere thanks and deepest gratitude to the state of Florida, to Mayor Donna Deegan, from City of Jacksonville, and we are profoundly grateful for your unwavering support and passion. The same goes for a lot of other people in the room. While it's impossible to mention everybody by name, please know that we at Holon believe in the power of collaboration and partnerships. We don't seek to change mobility on our own. Instead, we strive to do this with a network of partners. Partners that help to develop our vehicle, but also partners that help to bring it to the street, to the customers, to the people. We are incredibly fortunate to have such a strong network in all of you. Thank you very much. And with that, back to you, Greg.
Thank you. I'm glad that is out. And I can finally say that Holon's new home in the city of Jacksonville's mayor will come up and give the next comments. Thank you very much.
so that you may see me. There we go. Well, happy 904 Day, y'all. Could there be a greater celebration for 904 Day with all things Duval? There you go. You get to welcome this wonderful company to Jacksonville. Thank you, Henning, Gregory, and the Holon team for choosing our city to be one of many firsts. Holon's first U.S. manufacturing plant, the first U.S. manufacturing plant, the first automotive manufacturer to build vehicles in Florida, the first autonomous electric shuttles ever made in Florida. All of it happening right here in the River City by the sea. You gotta love it. You just gotta love it. Holon is exactly the type of company that we want to attract here in Jacksonville. An innovator and job creator with a global reach and a reputation for delivering. We're grateful for your $100 million investment into the northwest corner of our city. Yes. And of course, the 200 jobs with competitive pay and substantial benefits that you will bring as well. The City of Jacksonville is happy to back this groundbreaking project with a $7.5 million grant and another $200,000 in training grants. I want to thank City Council President Randy White, who is here with us today, for his very strong support for this project, and the entire City Council for really supporting in a big way this investment for Jacksonville. Yes. Another exciting aspect of today's announcement is that Jacksonville is positioned to be a national and even international leader in the technology behind AI-driven traffic. The addition of autonomous vehicle manufacturing is another big step toward that goal. Artificial intelligence advances are already changing our lives, as we know, and that fact leaves us with a choice. Do we stand by while other cities innovate, or do we take this opportunity to lead the way? I am always proud to say that Jacksonville has chosen to be a national leader and a national leader in this space. As the largest city by land mass in the contiguous U.S., we simply cannot wait to have any practical experience in the technology behind AI-powered transportation. Our more than 840 square miles and thousands of miles of roadway simply will not allow that to happen. It's not just a business decision, though. It's the opportunity that has me the most excited. It's the fact that we will be the first city in America to permanently deploy autonomous vehicles in a public transportation system. Yeah, that's right. And I would be remiss here if I didn't thank Nat Ford at JTA for his vision on this. The man is a visionary through and through. It's why it was so easy for me to get behind this and truly be passionate about it, because everything that Nat visions, he thinks it through. He's visioning forward, and he's thinking of our city. So I'm so grateful for that. The JTA team that is already in the process of building the largest public sector AV deployment in the United States of America. So now the vehicles for this project will be made in America and right here in Jacksonville. So I love to see our city being a trendsetter, and this is an incredible opportunity for Jacksonville to be at the forefront of critical technology that will power our future. Holon's manufacturing plant also complements the other moves that we are making to build the infrastructure that it takes to bring us into the future. Plans for the University of Florida's graduate campus continue to move forward for downtown Jacksonville, and that will offer advanced degrees in artificial intelligence, computer science, genetics, biomedical research. Jacksonville is also on the short list to be home to the Florida Semiconductor Institute, which will put us on the path to being a hub for this critical technology. All these projects, and the one we are here to break ground on today, are investments linked to the tech future of our city. And it's my hope they are just the start of many more to come. We're launching a new industry in Jacksonville today. It's starting with a manufacturing plant and will continue with many more support businesses relocating right here to Jacksonville to be the center of the autonomous vehicle industry in the United States. These projects signal to the world that we are a serious player in the multi-billion-dollar technology space. They show that we are pushing the envelope and are open for AI businesses and jobs. The fact that autonomous vehicles have zero emissions also complements our efforts to attract green technology here to Jacksonville, to electrify our fleets, and overall to be a more sustainable city. For too long, many in our city have thought that Jacksonville cannot do big, bold things. Well, those days are over. I'm here to tell you that we are breaking out of that mindset. We are driving boldly into our future. We are signaling to tech companies that they have a home in Jacksonville, leading the way on AI, and getting new public transportation options rolling. For all these reasons, we're embarking on a history-making journey here today. Jacksonville is ahead of the curve, and we will keep pushing the envelope, won't we, Nat? Yes, we will. We believe in our promise as an innovative city, and it's because companies like Holon believe in us. So thank you all for driving into the future together.
Next we have Congressman Aaron Bean. Congressman Bean has been pivotal for promoting regulatory framework for autonomous vehicles in Washington, D.C. Congressman.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, and a very good afternoon, Northeast Florida family. It's great to be with you on 904 Day. It is a special day. Mayor Deegan, thanks for recognizing that. It's probably appropriate that we do this on this day because the word is getting out about the 904. Florida, and Northeast Florida in particular, continue to rank among the very best places to do business, thanks to our streamlined regulatory process, free enterprise system, and pro-growth policies. This plant could be built anywhere. Let's face it, they could go anywhere they want to be, but they chose right here in Jacksonville. And today we're pioneering, as the mayor said, the future of mobility in the United States. In just under 2 years, this area will be one of the most advanced places of any kind in the world. In a few moments, we'll break ground on a plant that will soon provide jobs for more than 190 workers, with the potential of over 1,000 additional jobs. The recruitment of a Tier 1 automotive manufacturer to Northeast Florida is an economic milestone for our community and significant for our area because to be at the forefront of restoring America's manufacturing might is happening right here in Northeast Florida. As these vehicles roll off the line, they'll be deployed by another Florida company, Beep, and our state will be positioned even further as a global leader in the autonomous vehicle industry. The announcement is a pretty big deal because we're fighting a global battle right now for manufacturing jobs around the world. This announcement today is a Buy America success story, plain and simple. The idea to grow and attract manufacturing jobs to America, and that's why we're here. We cannot and will not cede autonomous vehicle manufacturing to China. Everybody knows that when McDonald's comes in, Burger King, Taco Bell, Wendy's, and Chick-fil-A are all right behind. Today we're planting this flag in Northeast Florida, but get ready. You heard it from your congressman first. Get ready to come back here soon because they're coming. They're coming thanks to the leadership of JTA and our city leaders. We'll work together. We've got work to do a little bit and a little bit of cleanup, and I know Joe Moy is here. Henning, we've already met in D.C., as we had with Nat Ford. Some work to do. We're going to continue to do that. Your congressman will be in lockstep and working with partnership with our federal agencies to make sure the regulatory approvals are needed to make this project a long-term success. But ultimately, no matter where these vehicles are deployed in the world, wherever they go, these state-of-the-art vehicles will be built in the 904 by the 904. To hold on, and all of the government, you don't know how much effort is behind the scenes that this has taken. Nat Ford knows, he says yes. But for everybody else, you don't see it. You don't see it. You see the touchdown celebration, but you don't see the summer two-a-day practices that they've started a long time ago to make this happen. So to everybody that's put this ball in the end zone, congratulations. Good luck on this magnificent achievement. Let's go get them.
Thank you, Congressman Bean. Now, you know that Holon is new to the United States and to Florida. However, Bentler Group is not. And next we have, Bentler Group, I should also mention, both companies have a German heritage. So next I would like to welcome Christopher Berger to come up and say a few words.
Thank you very much, dear Henning von Watzdorf, dear Mayor Deegan, dear Congressman Bean. On behalf of the government of Germany, I would like to thank you for the invitation to celebrate 904 Day with you today. Thank you for teaching me about 904 Day. And most of all, congratulations on this historic day. And you know that we Germans do not have a particular reputation for exuberance or grandiose words, but I think it's no exaggeration to say that what we're doing here today is historic. It's not just the first German auto manufacturer to set foot in the state of Florida. It is the first OEM auto manufacturer establishing production manufacturing in the state of Florida, period. And as far as we're aware, it is not just the first industrial scale production of an autonomous vehicle in the United States. As far as we're aware, it might be the first industrial scale production of an autonomous shuttle type vehicle anywhere in the world, possibly outside of China. And it's no coincidence that I'm mentioning China. Congressman Bean, you talked about this. There's really 3 countries dominating the global race to autonomous mobility in the world right now: the United States, China, and Germany. And if I mention Germany, you might know that there are only 2 car makers in the world right now that will sell you a level 3 autonomous vehicle to you as a consumer at this point. They're called Mercedes-Benz and BMW, and you might have heard of them. But in this race, we are aware that China has one advantage. It can make its companies invest in the strategic priorities that the government sets, whether it makes them money or not. That is a tool that we will never have. On the other hand, we have an advantage that China will never have. We have a true alliance between trusted friends and partners that trust each other. So that allows us to do what we're doing here today: rely on each other, bring together the best talent, the best minds, the best engineers, and the best developers. And I really think that this alliance gives us an edge in this global race for domination of the market in autonomous mobility if we do something else that we're doing here today, which is to move fast and to act bold. So congratulations to the City of Jacksonville, to the Jacksonville Transportation Authority, and to Holon on your decisive decision-making on getting this on the road in a way that nobody else so far has dared to do. And if I may, I hope that this step today also puts Florida on the map for German investors in a new way. We've known Florida for a long time as a great place to live, as a great place to enjoy the beaches. From Jacksonville, we've also learned that Florida is a great place to do finance and to provide services to the rest of the world. You may know that the largest German employer in the state of Florida, Deutsche Bank, is headquartered here. But today we're learning that Florida is also a great place to do manufacturing. Florida, we're learning from young Germans who are moving here, is a great place to build a family, to make a home, to attract great talent, and to make a career and still enjoy the beaches. And so in that way, we're hoping to put Florida on the map for more German investors. And I'm also hoping to put Germany on the map in Florida, not just as the 3rd largest source of foreign direct investment in the state of Florida, as we've been, but also as a trusted friend, a partner, and a bold ally that will help us together win this global competition for the future. Thank you so much.
Now I know you know the next person, and Mayor Deegan said it before, but when you think about public transportation and innovation, you think about Nat Ford and the JTA's vision for the U2C program. Mr. Ford?
Thank you, Greg, and welcome to the JTA's Automation and Innovation Center here in Northwest Florida and our community here in Jacksonville. This is our test and learn facility, and it was the ultimate urban circulator that drove us to developing a program back in 2017 that was not just about bringing autonomous vehicles into our transportation system, but we thought we could build the new standard for public transportation around the nation. Its potential impact was clearly something we can all be very proud of and excited about. It is an example of us planning for the future and positioning the JTA as a mobility integrator that supports a regional economy, improves the environment, and enhances our quality of life by greater mobility solutions and facilities. This program, along with other initiatives, they're helping to shape the future of the JTA, and it would not be possible without the leadership of, I think, a fantastic board of directors here at the JTA. I'd like to recognize them real quick. She wasn't able to join us today, but our board chair, Debbie Buckland, sends her regards. Immediate past chair, Ari Jolly, I think all of you know her. FDOT District Secretary, Greg Evans. We met yesterday talking about this project and this launch. And then directors, Ray Driver, Patricia Sams, and Megan Hayward. And you'll hear from later on Andre Wallace, president of JAX USA, who also serves on the JTA board. And then I think I saw earlier Kevin Holzendorf, one of our past chairmen of the JTA and who was part of this journey. Just real simply, thank you for your dedication, your support, and involvement in the decisions that we make and creating our success here in the JTA. It makes for a better and stronger community. My heartfelt gratitude and congratulations to the JTA staff. We were dreaming about this years ago, and look at where we are today. You are the best of the best, and I'm so proud of the work that this staff has done, from our frontline workers all the way up to our C-suite. Your dedication to seeing the JTA succeed and bring a culture of innovation to our organization, and today that resolve is demonstrated by this celebration. To the city of Jacksonville, the state of Florida, and the country, this world has seen what this JTA team can do. Mayor Deegan, Mayor Deegan, you and your administration have been staunch supporters of this program and this project. Council President Randy White, it was mentioned earlier, you and your peers voted for the incentive package to help bring HOLON to our community. I didn't see Daniel Davis, but he might be in the audience somewhere. Daniel Davis, we need to make sure we thank him, the Chamber President, for the support that you have given us to make this historic announcement today. To our partners at the state level, our state delegation, especially FDOT Secretary Jared Perdue, thank you. They've been strong supporters of the U2C program and making Florida first in terms of this innovative technology. To our partners in the industry who are helping to push this forward, we do not do this alone. The regulatory framework, I think you heard about that. We are working at the national level to ensure that the regulatory framework is in place to allow the safe and effective deployment of these vehicles and this technology in our communities. Paul Skatelis, who's here from, there you go, Paul. He is the president of the American Public Transportation Association, major supporter of the JTA in these efforts, and thank you for giving us the multiple forums to talk about the U2C project, both nationally and internationally, inviting us to talk about this project around the world, and I think somewhere along the line, we caught HOLON's attention in terms of the work we were doing. Scott Belcher, there's the ACES Coalition. These are the brave souls around the country who are working on autonomous vehicle projects around the nation, and we formed a coalition to ensure that the regulatory framework was worked on in an organized fashion, but also for those lessons learned that we share with each other in terms of deployment of these technologies. And Scott, thank you for being here. He serves as the executive director of the ACES Coalition. And then my buddy, a partner in crime, Frank Martz, city manager of Altamont Springs. We were on the phone late last night talking about today. And thank you, Frank, for coming to Jacksonville. And we will be leaning in to help with the support for your autonomous vehicle project in Altamont Springs. It goes without saying, our federal partners, congressional delegation, US DOT and FTA, and Congressman, you're right. Those trips to DC and the work that we were doing, it paid off. And here we are today. We are planning with the U2C to help build a framework, or blueprint, so to speak, for the rest of the nation in terms of greater mobility using these new technologies, and we are at the tip of the spear. Since 2014, we began charting that new course, one that really started with our Skyway downtown and what would be the most forward-facing replacement system for the aging Skyway, and frankly connect those neighborhoods that adjoin our downtown core. We knew that, though, it's not just the technology, it's not just the steel, it's not just the rubber tires. It's about connectivity and what this technology would bring to bear. So we saw the opportunity to transform not just mobility, but to improve opportunities as it relates to our educational system, at workforce development, STEM as it related to our youth, helping them learn these new forward technologies so they're well prepared going into the future, economic growth for our community, and then here we hear today, job creation and major investment for our community. So today, that is a grander vision that has taken a giant leap forward with this announcement. It's truly becoming a vision and moving from vision to reality. I'm proud to say that JTA's U2C program is going to be a blueprint for other cities around the nation, and it has attracted national and international attention. JTA got on HOLON's radar screen by having the foresight to build an ecosystem that supported AV development today. It's not just the JTA. Who were our government partners? Who were our industry partners? The businesses that the JTA had reached out to, the workforce development opportunities, our community in its entirety, and what were the partnership with the educational framework to develop the workers that they will need for this system. This ecosystem will continue to grow and help strengthen the JTA's mission to provide excellence through innovation and technology. Phase one of our program, the Bay Street Innovation Corridor, you can see the mock-up over there. It is ready to roll in June of 2025. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us. We will continue to pursue other services to help the public get more comfortable and adapt to these new technologies. Earlier last week, a couple of weeks ago, we opened up the Brooklyn AV service for our community, and so that restaurants along the riverside will be able to now have their customers come there with autonomous vehicles. Again, it's about public information and adapting to these new technologies. I want to invite each and every one of you to be there in June of 2025 as the JTA, along with its partners, and we have a great team. The Balfour Beatty V2R team, Vision to Reality, and the partnership we have with Beep, and you'll hear from Joe Moy in a few minutes. We've put the best and the brightest together to deliver this service. These are first AV manufacturing facility in Florida and potentially the entire country, the first full large-scale AV deployment in the nation, also the economic development that comes along with it. From the start of the project, we collaborated closely with the Chamber and the Mayor's office, and we met with several manufacturers over the years. But we are so proud of the partnership that we have here with HOLON as we go forward. That was the challenge, a Buy America compliant manufacturer of autonomous vehicles. I'm proud to say that that changes for our nation today. We're proud that the JTA had a key role in making this happen for our customers, for our city, and for the industry as a whole. We're honored to welcome HOLON to our community as they plant their flag in Jacksonville for the nation and for the world to see. You heard about the immediate economic impact, $100 million advanced manufacturing facility. And in addition to that, the jobs that will be created by this, this facility, and then the sub-suppliers that come behind Holon's partnership here in Jacksonville. The list goes on and on and on, and it will be generations that will be in the future that will be impacted by this investment today. Together, as I mentioned earlier, blueprint for the rest of the country, so all of the hotels and the airlines need to get ready because folks will be traveling to this facility, they'll be traveling to the Holon plant, they'll be traveling to Bay Street to see how it's done and the pride that Jacksonville has in this new technology. So thank you all for being here today. And with that, it's my pleasure to welcome my partner, Joe Moy from Beep, and Tobias Lebel from Bentler Mobility to come up and say a few words.
Good morning, and also at first, thank you from my side to being here to these outstanding moments. Thank you, Henning. Thank you, the Holon team. Thank you, Congressman Bean. Thank you, Mayor Deegan, and also thank you, Ned Ford. Before I start to share a little bit the insights of Bentler Mobility, did you know, and I think you know it, that only 50% of US citizens have an access to public transport? And the question we had in mind also in our discussions was, how can we increase this number? How can we increase this number to enable people to reach work, education, healthcare with public transport solutions? At first, I think it starts with people like down here in Jacksonville. People who are rethinking everyday mobility with passion, who are rethinking public transport with motivation. And thank you to you, Ned Ford, and to your team that you created all these ideas. And then thank you to you, Henning, that the Holon team took over these ideas and built the right vehicle for these kind of solutions. What Bentler Mobility is doing then at the end is taking care about the nitty-gritty details of the day-to-day life. So that means whatever, delivering smart financing solutions in addition to maintenance and repair, up to the small things like to clean the vehicle in the night. We have built up an ecosystem to deliver that to the market and to help our partners and customers to enable the timing factor and to bring it in a quick way down to the Bay Street corridor. One of the strategic partners is next to me, and without him, I'm not standing here, because he also motivates me to come to Florida and to create the Bentler Mobility idea.
And the German beer isn't bad.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the CEO of Beep, Joe Moy.
You know, everybody's been thanked, so I've got very few comments left. But no, just, you know, little known secret, I actually grew up in Jacksonville. So, you know, I can say as a kid from Jacksonville in 904, this is one exciting day for the city. And there's so many people that have had a role in this. It was kind of cool sitting in the front row seat and watching this play out for over 4 years. I see Chairwoman Jolly out there. Kevin and a couple of others visited Germany for the first time about 3.5 years ago as we were starting this courting process with Tobias and team. And, you know, as more industry learned about what the JTA was doing and their vision for changing transportation as we know it, it was just so awesome to see our hometown put the foot forward that they did. And I'm going to repeat a few people, but I think there's some folks that weren't mentioned that are probably worth, you know, calling out. One is certainly Mayor Deegan. Little known secret, we graduated high school together. She was obviously the overachiever, and I got like 6th on the agenda here. But nonetheless, the city council, the local officials, the JTA board. You know, some of the folks in the private sector that weren't necessarily called out. We held several meetings where we brought the Holon and Bentler teams together with companies here in Jacksonville to talk about workforce development, learn about some of the programs like Miller Electric. I see Carrie out there, and what they've been doing to take our military veterans out of service and into the private sector in that transition, the robust job opportunities that creates for them and employment opportunities it creates for partners like Holon. I saw Beth Kegel out there, HNTB, you know, our partners at the state level, Florida Commerce, Florida DOT, all were very active in this. I reached out to Beth, I think one night as we were trying to get you know, the whole package put together, and you know, in one quick phone call, and we were at dinner at the time, she was able to, you know, to get over to Secretary Kelly's office and really put some things together for us that helped solidify this deal. We've talked about, you know, the support in Washington. Congressman Bean, Congressman Rutherford, Congressman Soto from Central Florida, who is where we are headquartered, all incredibly active and supportive of what is much needed regulatory reform in our country to make this a reality. Some of the early adopters, and Nat hit on this, the ACES Coalition, Frank Martz at Altamont Spring, the City of Orlando, Pinellas County, Orange County, Lynx, Altamont Springs, Miami-Dade, FSCJ, City of Houston, Contra Costa. These are all cities that are following the leadership of what's happening here in Jacksonville and proving out the use cases for these types of platforms. So can't thank them enough. I mean, pioneers are sometimes lonely out there, but it pays tremendous dividends when you got a vision and you stick to it, as the JTA has here. Couple last comments. We only had 6 minutes. How are we doing?
At every time.
Tobias started to hit on this, and I think it's important for people to understand. One, yes, the technology is incredibly forward-leaning, incredibly exciting, and it's going to be one of those generational changes that you experience, kind of like the iPhone. It's going to be that level of impact on transportation. And yes, the vehicle is a critical component of that and all the safety measures. But as you start to think about what we're trying to do here, it is providing extended accessibility and mobility for our citizens across the country. Microtransit deserts, downtown Jacksonville is a good example of this, are a real problem where people can't access goods and services, health care, job opportunities. He mentioned 50% of our citizens across the country that don't have easy access to public transit. 25 million disabled that don't have convenient transportation outside of their home, and the list goes on. The safety aspect of this, 94% of all accidents in our country are caused by human error, distraction, or impairment. That's 40,000 lives a year that we lose on U.S. roadways. Those things have got to change, and technology is the solution for that. So to our partners, Holon and Bentler, so proud to have you here, so proud to be part of this partnership, and really excited about what the future holds. So thank you.
Now we're going to provide a little bit more information about what, where, when, and why. We have two people joining us next, and they're going to be giving us this information, Peter Mariachok and Mark Monago. If you'd come up and tell us more about the site of our new home, we'd appreciate it.
Good afternoon. It's true, it's really difficult to be one of the end speakers in such session. But Mr. Congressman, I thank you for the comparison with McDonald's. Unfortunately, the Big Mac is protected, so the car names can't be Big Mac. But you can be sure we will do everything possible to be also known in the future like McDonald's is. About operations, of course, to talk about operations is boring. But I would give you some insights. It's not only about investment and technology. It's about people. We already heard we will employ at the beginning around 200 employees. They will produce finally 5,000 cars in a year, which means every 20 minutes there will be one car rolling out from the facility. And production, it starts and ends with people. Because without good, motivated, and trained people, any kind of investment is useless. And this is also our strategy, to be the employer of choice here in Jacksonville, to motivate, to get the right people on board, to have a stable team, because stability means finally also a certain level of quality. And quality, I think this is what you expect from us. Coming back to the investment, yes, we will invest more than $100 million US. Part of it will be a building. Mark will then tell some insights from the portion of the site development. But for us, it's important that we are introducing a very high level of vertical integration. The production starts with long profiles, steel profiles on one side, and on the other side of the plant, there will be a finished mover ready to access our roads. We will produce the parts, the movers, in 3 sections. The first one will be so-called body shop. The second one, the car assembly area. And the third one, the commissioning area, which ends up with a car driving on a test track, again, to be ready to be used. About automation, we will use a clever automation, which means especially to help our employees to be safe and work in an ergonomic environment. About Holland, you know, a lot of startups failed, especially in the industrialization phase. What is the difference to Holland is because we have a cooperation and support from Benteler. And Benteler is a manufacturing company acting more or less 150 years, and we know what are the automotive standards and the automotive procedures. Once more, thank you, Jacksonville. Why we are in Jacksonville? There were several places we could end up. But the motivation, the support, especially from the city, from the state, from JX USA, and from you at JTA, finally, this is the right decision, and we are happy to be here. So, looking forward to see our first mover rolling out of the facility by mid of 26. And talking about facility, I would hand over to Mark Munago.
Thank you, Peter. I just want to thank Peter, Greg, Henning, and the entire Hold-On team. We at Van Trust have been working on this, like Congressman Bean said, 2-a-days for quite a while as well. We're somewhat behind the scenes, but we have been numerous meetings with the Hold-On team to get to this point. And we just very much appreciate the opportunity to work on this and to team up with this very unique and exciting technology, and are thrilled to death. So as you can see on the screen, this is our Imison Triangle. You know, it's a very unique location that we've developed quite a few buildings on, and this one sits right at the front door. This is off Zoo Parkway, very unique location. It's access to I-95 and 295, as well as the port. Puts it as an ideal location for Hold-On to grow and that kind of thing. So some very specific points about the project. It is a 41-acre site, that triangle. The building will be 491,492 square feet, to be exact. It will have a clear height of 40 feet tall, so there'll be a lot of clear height within the building. It will have a 2-story office out front facing towards Zoo Parkway. It will include a test track that hugs the east side of the building to where they can test the autonomous vehicles. And as Peter mentioned, it will have multiple areas within the building that serve different functions, assembly, body shop, and that kind of thing. So those are really the few bullet points that I wanted to share about this exciting project that we've worked on for a long time to get to this point. So we're happy to be here. Thank you.
I left the picture up there just for another reason, because one thing we didn't mention, it's just cool. The site itself, because we've spent so much time driving by this thing on Zoo Parkway, which does head to the zoo, which we were talking about yesterday. It's a great location for us. It's got access to the entire Zoo Parkway Road and a lot of promotion for us. So we did spend a lot of time looking at this and just driving by back and forth. We really are excited about it. Next, we're going to have Frank Walker from the Chamber come up, and I wanted to welcome him and thank him for all of the support that he's given us, because he has been essential in order, from the state side, attracting us. He spent a lot of time with him and his team talking to us about all of the benefits and the things that the state offers. Frank?
Thank you, Greg. It's been great getting to know you and your team. Thank you to Hold On for choosing Florida. What an exciting day, not just for Jacksonville and the First Coast, but Florida as a whole. When the Chamber established its Autonomous Florida initiative back in 2016, the goal was to become the autonomous capital of the world. And that goal is seeming more and more like a promise, as we see today. Chaired by Beth Kegel from H&TB, supported by our partners like Joe Moy and Nat Ford, that promise to make Florida the mobility innovation, the autonomous vehicle capital of the world, starts not just in Jacksonville, but is going to be spread across the entire state with this announcement today. It's clear that there's economic momentum in Florida. We create 1 out of every 11 jobs nationally within the Sunshine State alone. 1 out of every 6 jobs nationally in the last month alone. This is only going to add to that momentum that Governor DeSantis and our Commerce Secretary Alex Kelly has started. I think that as we look out over the horizon, the jobs that will be coming to Jacksonville, the secondary jobs, the tertiary jobs, are just going to continue that diversification effort of our economy as well. We've got this amazing foundation of being an ag, a construction, and a tourism state, but that's just the foundation of this building that we're building. And we're building a skyscraper when you think about the different types of manufacturing and technology jobs that Florida is becoming known for. We're knocking on the door of being a top 10 state for manufacturing, and we're already inside the top 4 for technology. I think as we look out over the horizon, the growth potential for Florida is just incredible. Thank you to the Hold On team for choosing Florida. I think that if I were labeling Florida a stock, I would buy as much of it as I possibly could right now, and this is another leading indicator of Florida's continued growth and leadership. So thank you.
Next, I would like to welcome Mr. White to come up. And we also want to thank you for the City Council's overwhelming support of Project Link and help us to get to here.
Thank you. I kind of wish y'all would have left the mayor's stool up here. I always want to be 6'6". Anyway, welcome everybody. I'm pleased to be here with you today to represent the Jacksonville City Council. I'm council president this year. Any of my colleagues that's here, I'd like you to please stand if any of them's here. Great day for our city. In June this year, legislation was introduced to the City Council that outlined the details of an economic development agreement known as Project Link. As we evaluated the proposal, it was clear that our support would galvanize a 9-figure investment in our community and bring an entirely new industry to Jacksonville, creating good-paying jobs. I'm proud to have supported that legislation along with most of my colleagues. The innovative and groundbreaking nature of this production facility for autonomous vehicles ties together the transportation and mobility work the City Council has seen developing over the last several years with the U2C program. To the JTA, Mr. Ford, we know the chance of us standing here today would be significantly less if not for you and your team, bringing the future of transportation to the city. Thank you, Holine, for your belief in Jacksonville and the state of Florida. This is the next step for public transportation, and I'm proud to say Jacksonville will be first. I look forward to seeing the construction of the new facility and the vehicles on Bay Street coming soon. Thank you again to my fellow council members, Mayor Deegan, Governor Santis, and all the other state and federal leaders, JTA, Jax USA, that are paving the way for the state and the city to lead in innovation. Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce not only Andre Wallace, but I would also like to thank his entire team. We have John Freeman and Lynn and everyone, Matt, they really supported us. I want to stress this because there was a lot of hand-holding, calling, reminders of things we needed to do. They were really essential in bringing everybody together and showing us what a tight-knit network that the City of Jacksonville and the state of Florida are. Appreciate all of your help. Andre?
Good afternoon, everyone, and I think I'm probably the closer for this, so let me keep this really, really short. Nat Ford and I have been in Jacksonville roughly about the same amount of time. And the things that we've accomplished together, whether it was I was at the city, he was building the JRTC, building the apartments around the JRTC, leading to the rest of the townhomes that are being built there, that partnership together translated over to this respective project itself. You know, I had the opportunity to, Nat, as you used to be workout partners, he would basically say, I need you to sit on this committee. What's the committee, Nat? It's the Skyway Committee. Along with Kerry Stewart, I'm like, yeah, thanks, Nat. So all I need is another committee. But nevertheless, that committee challenged the JTA staff to step up and embrace innovation. And it's that innovation challenge that was set that they began to look at, okay, this U2C project. Let me take you back. This was 9 years ago. And so there's, when you're an innovator and being the first out there, you get all the criticism because nobody else is there, right? And it comes in waves. But nevertheless, I would say to Nat, don't be deterred by none whatsoever. And then an administration decided to put me on the JTA board, and then the mayor decided to reappoint me to the JTA board when I thought I was going to be able to get off. But nevertheless, from a day job perspective, working with Nat and then having the opportunity to do an interview in February 2023, John Bachman, somewhere here, did an interview with Action News, and he followed Nat to Las Vegas to take a look at 2 prototype shuttles. There's only 2 manufacturers in the country, as you've heard earlier, that was doing this prototype. After we did that interview, I said to Nat, one of them is coming to Jacksonville. And I don't basically make a guarantee on things often, but certain states are going to have a hard time beating us because, number one, I knew it wasn't just about a vehicle. I knew it was about technology. And being about technology, I knew we had the ability to have the best and brightest talent. And that's the number one goal of the Futures Now Northeast Florida, our strategic plan, is talent. And because we have relationships with organizations like FSCJ, that's already training their respective talent, having that conversation with Henning, Peter, and Greg, I didn't talk about anything else. I talked about 2 things, talent and quality of life. Once they knew they could get the talent, the quality of life is easier. I think they figured that out, except for the day it's raining. But nevertheless, I think they knew that they could make that right investment, and then that would really translate into something revolutionized in terms of autonomous vehicles in the entire United States. And just think about it, we're first in doing that. And I don't think people recognize that. You will later, as we recognize such organizations as Mayo Clinic being here. This is akin to just that. And we in economic development, we don't talk a lot and things of nature, but I'm telling you what I know professionally, having done this for 30 years. We got a gym here. Hold on, thank you for doing this. There are a lot of organizations that help make this come to fruition. JEA for one. Can't do anything without utilities, right, Mark? You know, Jacksport, the City of Jacksonville, you know, JTA, you know, BEEP, you know, Miller Electric. All of these partners come together to make this particular project work well. And so hold on, thank you for coming to Jacksonville. You are part of the Jacksonville family. You're part of the Jacksonville corporate community, and we're here to support you and make sure this project is a huge success for this region. Thank you.
Thank you for spending your time with HOLON. Well, I don't even have to say Project Link, but HOLON is here in our new home. I also want to say that for going forward, it's going to take us all to work together to make HOLON and the autonomous vehicle industry successful. That is the end of our event today. Thank you for your time. Would the speakers that came up come over so we could take a picture all together in front of the vehicle? Thank you very much.
Oh, no. Let's let the speaker. No. You got to be in there. Are you kidding me?
Okay. It's good.
Everybody stayed.
Get the, Mr. Berger, come.
Got to squeeze in. We could get two people. I don't mind getting. Oh, look, that's a great spot. Get them on the. There we go.
Oh, hey.
I'm sorry. How are you?
Right. Oh, good to see you. Thank you. Yes, good to see you. So the real estate, correct? Oh, very nice. Thank you very much. It was not as good as I expected. Thank you. And now it can be just open. Is that we're coming? That's so wonderful. Thank you so much. Now it makes it a lot easier to explain things.